How much should one change to feel accepted or to feel that they belong? Growing up in a place that is not your home country can make you feel that you don't belong. It could make you feel that you're out of place. It could be in your culture, your heritage, the way you walk, the way you talk. And unfortunately, this has a clash in nationalities. So you take it upon yourself and disregard who you are in order to feel accepted. Nowadays, we want to have equal rights, equal living, and equal opportunities. We try our best to feel accepted, but in that, we risk to lose who we are, our beliefs, our customs, our heritage, and our culture. And in that, we create an unsustainable and unattainable pedestal, which only isolates you from you. That's when you have to pause and have to look at the reflection in the mirror. There would be some sort of freshness of having the beginning of each new year. This freshness that you could start afresh, new, content, happy, knowing that you can build on your goals, knowing that you can master them, knowing that you can be who you are, and that you're prone to think that you're able to conquer anything through hard work and discipline. And one may feel that through that, they will focus on their achievements. And in doing so, they want to become more social and create more networks in order to try and find what is it that people like so that they feel acceptable. And in doing this, one can compromise themselves. Well, because if you're trying to feel that you belong, you've put who you are aside. You've put your customs and beliefs aside and implementing what is not yours. Implementing what is from others so that you are aligned with what people think. And because of this, you've created a pedestal for yourself. Because since you've disregarded who you are, your identity, you have this mindset that you need to execute everything with perfection so that there is no error. And people start to recognize you and say, wow, you're actually someone who has the same ideals as me. But that is where the problem is. You feel that you're so full of all this excitement and joy that you're finally being accepted, or at least starting to be, that you understand now that you can't lower your standards. You can't lower what you have created and risk of losing, of being accepted into that circle, into that group. And this could be hard to maintain. I mean, trying to find the ideals of others, trying to be aligned with what people think, this could exhaust you. But since you've done this to such perfection, you don't want to see any flaws, any cracks, any scratches, just perfection. Because when you look in the mirror, when you look at your reflection in the mirror, you want to see what you are putting out. But unfortunately, because of the overuse of this mirror, self-checking all the time and seeing if you are aligned or not, the mirror starts to lose its beauty, and you stop seeing yourself clearly. You stop seeing who you were and how you are. And in that, you start to feel tired, exhausted, and you start to lose this beauty, this facade that you've created, as well as the mirror has now. And you've created this facade to feel acceptable to society. But how can you still continue to keep up this facade when it's so exhausting to keep up with what other people like and not implementing your own? Sometimes we can be trapped unconsciously when we are in our own essence, when we have built our path to success. People have recognized this and thought, well, I also want a taste of that. I also know what that is. And there is your whole pass. You have created a way in which people will finally accept you. But my question is, was it all really worth it? All that you've done from the beginning up until now was to put yourself aside, your deals aside, your customs aside, to put and implement others. So, is it really that you're being accepted for who you are? Or is it just this whole thing that you have created? And my question is, and I wonder, why is it do we choose to lose our authenticity just to feel accepted? Your time is limited. Don't waste it by living somebody else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living by the results of other people's thinking. Don't let other people's opinion bring you down. Don't let other people's opinion bring you down, your inner voice, and remember to let your intuition and your heart guide you. A quote by Steve Jobs. This says that there's no gaining in pretending to be something else or someone else. There is no gaining in only showing a small fraction of yourself when you have so much more to give. And that is the truth, the small reality of it. That's when you have to look in the mirror and see who you are. It's important to know who you are because it keeps you grounded. Our identities give us roots in which remember us and tell us what is really important at the end of the day. It enables healthy relationships. When you have accepted who you are and that you know who you are, you're able to form relationships, boundaries, bonds, networks, healthy, especially with those that appreciate and respect you. As well as it creates self-awareness. When you have a strong sense of identity, you know what you like, what you dislike, your aspirations, and your motivations. And let's think about it, right? If we were all so worried about being acceptable, there wouldn't be Mandelas, there wouldn't be Gandhis, Zingers, or Martin Luther Kings. Those were the people that challenged their reflection in the mirror. Everyone knows what you appear to be, but few know what you really are. A quote by Nikolai Machiavelli. I have 3 points I would like to share with you today. The first is acceptance. Acceptance of who you really are, acceptance of your identity, your cultures, your customs, your heritage. And just because you're different, it doesn't mean that you're an outlier, but actually it makes you a vital piece that can transform our world better. The second part is, have you really noticed that nobody actually cares? I mean, everybody else is so fixed on putting their own piece of the puzzle. They're all fixed on trying to be accepted in these circles and groups that have created in society. That, does it really hurt if you do 5 jumping jacks in the middle of the classroom? Lastly, I'd like to say what you do, what you say, might inspire others to do the greater good. It can be small, it can be big, but knowing that you have spread your word of being accepted of who you are, being accepting of your cultures and your customs may just be an inspiration for others, encouraging them to also launch their inner voice to speak freely about those. And that may just be a catalyst. Lastly, I want to say, pretending to be somebody else just makes you another person in the crowd. I mean, I would say it just makes you another number. But it's important that you know that why would you willingly want to be the same if there's so many different ideas in this world? Cultures, religions, nationalities, degrees, subjects. So it's important that we work continuously and refine continuously our own character so that the reflection in the mirror is a clear representation of who we are. If you were to ask, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most fairest of them all? Who is the most authentic of them all? What would the mirror say to you? Thank you.